After a brief hiatus, Jeremy, we are back here on the Extra Bases podcast. Jason Bristol, Jeremy Booth. It's been way too long. Way too long. We missed the trade deadline, but we can pull up the posts on X and the clips on KHOU 11 News. And what were we telling people after the trade was made for Kikuchi?
I mean, chill out. He's going to be fine. I mean,
chill out.
Good. He threw today.
No.
Was it yesterday?
Yesterday.
I'm sorry. Days are running together.
Yeah.
Had some stuff going on.
Yeah.
That kind of occupied my time.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah. But no, he was nasty again. Like, look, Tampa Bay is a team that's not having a great year, but they're still the same Rays in many ways. So a lot of those hitters and that's 4 starts or is that 3 year? Three.
They've won all 3.
Yeah, he's actually been the breath of fresh air. I think that's helped this club. Bregman's been hot too, but Kikuchi has done exactly what he was supposed to do. And I look at it and I'm like, we were upset about a guy who
not we. You mean we as the Houston fan base.
So some of these X posts,
bloggers and tweeters.
It's been a hell of a year, man. It's been, first we got Yordan Alvarez, right? Oh, we got to keep him in the 2 spot. Yeah, that worked out. And then it's like, oh, he's not the reason they're not hitting. Sure. And then you can turn around and you go, well, he's going to tell him to get comfortable. He's got to get comfortable, as if you ever know what it's like to put the pants on, right? And then you turn around.
Not just put the pants on, all the stuff that goes along with being a major league hitter and about your preparation and your mindset and being comfortable and making sure that your routine is still what you're used to.
I wish I was going to say that I was tired of being right, but I'm just not being tired of being right. I'm actually starting to enjoy it. It's a running, the scoreboard's over there this time behind Jason. It's a running show. And then you got this fallout, this upset group. We gave up way too. First of all, I didn't know we. There's no we, the Astros, right? And that's who they are, but way too much. Give up way too much. Oh, Dana Brown. Oh, the Astros front office. Bring back Voldemort. I mean, Lunau. And it's like, we got to hold on a minute. You gave up a guy who swings and misses almost half the time at the big league level. You don't know what you got. Good athlete, got power. I get it. You don't know what you got. You gave up somebody who's 26 in AAA. Newsflash, I bet this club's going to try to sign Bregman again. Just a guess, just a hunch. Okay. You gave that up. Then you gave up a pitcher. I get it. Guy coming to the big leagues, starting rotations, been frustrated, upside down. It's been a tough year. But you got back left-handed starting pitching that may want to stay here. And I say that because pitching comes here and it tends to want to stay here, right? The players in the clubhouse, the energy around the club, from Dana to the scouting department to the player development with Gavin Dickey to the field staff and to the players in the big leagues is different than it ever has been. And it was good with Dusty, and it was good with Click, and it was good with these guys. It's really good with these guys. But you have a veteran club that is re-energized and knows how to play. And imagine what happens when you let them go do their thing. And that's what you got. You got baseball people making baseball decisions. For the most part, you got baseball people making baseball decisions, right? Remembering it is a baseball team. And then you got people who don't quite understand what's going on that continue to go ahead and eat their words. Let's just go with that. And you know what? Good, because Dana deserves it. Dana's come here and done a good job, and Click did a good job too, and Dusty did a good job, and Bobby Heck and Ed Wade did a good job, and Luno did a good job with what he had to do here at the big league level. It takes a succession of front offices to be sustainable, and that's what you got. And this one's doing a pretty good job.
I'm looking back at the tweets. Now, I will say this. When I first saw the entire package, I was like, oh, okay. But as I posted on X, just because Bloss got to the bigs quickly doesn't mean he's going to be a star or even a back of the rotation starter. Yep. The Astros have 2 starters about to blow past their inning pitch in career highs. It's the price of a starter who can eat innings. Astros need someone to lighten the load. And then, and this is a really good one, trade reveals what Jeremy Booth and I have talked about before. The Astros seem to view Joey Loperfido as a piece, not a cornerstone. Fan base's ceiling for Loperfido was much, much higher. Now Loperfido Loperfido will get a chance to show what he can be.
It's the same people that were screaming about trading Corey Lee. How'd that work out? And I hate that. Look, for me, every time I say this, I cringe because they're big league baseball players. Like I don't like doing that. But that's part of the job, is breaking down big leaguers with big leaguers. And Yainer Diaz over Corey Lee, I think everybody in Houston takes that deal.
Anybody
right?
in baseball take that.
And at the time, you had fans here going, "Oh my Lord, Corey Lee is this, he's this, he's, oh man, what are we gonna do? The sky is falling." And he was drafted in 2019. And I sat next to Jason, and I was like, "What are we even doing? Did you show up today? Like, what are we doing?" Because that's not who you take in the first round. And that guy going to get a trade piece, that's great. But the reality is, Yainer Diaz is a better player. Okay, let's move on to this trade with Kikuchi. All right, let's move on to that. The guys that are off the roster right now, Montero and Abreu, were not signed by Dana Brown. They were signed before him. They were brought for him. And Dana gets here, and he takes a job that no one in baseball, by the way, and I mean this, nobody in baseball wanted it. You just fired a work. Nope, nobody, trust me, nobody wanted it. And I mean that because you fired a general manager who won the World Series.
I think people wanted it. People interviewed for the job.
Interviewing and wanting it are two different things. I guess I'll grant you that. It was people that wanted to talk about it.
Okay.
Actually taking the gig, man, I got to give Dana a lot of love for that one. That was tough because you come in behind a GM who just got fired to win in a World Series. You come in with a manager who wants to do his things his own way. You come in a situation where you've got an owner who, and I've learned a lot about recently. Right, I really have, and I'll say that we'll get to that in another podcast. I learned a lot about Jim Crane and his desire to be good and his desire to win, and really what is inside him as a human being. But I can tell you that he had his own track record of success that he was living with, and Dana had to step in and go, "Hey." So he turns around, he takes Jake Bloss, and he moves him. A guy that he oversaw the drafting of.
And we had said that was a win for Dana Brown. That was a big day.
That's right.
Because to get a guy drafted and then the next year, outside of the first round, get him to the big leagues.
That's right.
Doesn't happen very often.
Kikuchi coming in here at the right time is going to help this club get into October. And how far they go, well, we'll see. Verlander's almost back. You've got Kikuchi, who's obviously doing well. You've got Valdez, who found his breaking ball the other night. You've got Blanco, who is showing signs of fatigue, but still is kind of getting through it. You got Hunter Brown, who's been reborn with this sinker and now is a legitimate starter. And you've got other, supporting cast and Arrighetti and guys you can move around behind them who can fill gaps, right? It's a versatile staff right now, and they're finding their rhythm, which is a very good thing. But the key to all this, even before Kikuchi, was, and stop me if you've heard this before, getting Yordan Alvarez out of the 2 spot. I said Pena for the entire time.
Yeah.
I also had no problem with Bregman hitting there.
I said the same thing.
And you had, because they're interchangeable, and one of those guys is hitting second. And how's that worked out for him? How's it worked out for the rest of them?
This is caught in my player of the week.
Right. Yeah. But we want to go ahead and scream about, "Oh, look at the clouds," or yelling at the clouds. Old man baseball. The reality is that that's what you do to win. If you ever got out from behind whatever you're looking at, let's call it your phone. Let's call it your phone and understood what it meant to go do it. You might feel better. Okay. And I really remember this. And I remember this is the year of what number problem is it, right? Is it problem 1? Is it problem 201? I don't know. What number problem is it? Eating your words. Man, I miss making you do that. I really did. I miss making him do it. I'm happy for the Astros. I'm happy for the club. I'm looking forward to covering them throughout the rest of the year and in the postseason, because they're going to get to the postseason. From the beginning, Jason Bristol and I said they were a championship club. They have a chance to be a championship club. What they do with that's up to them, but they have the ability.
A lot can happen. I mean, Jake Bloss got to the big leagues quickly, but a lot can happen between now and when Jake Bloss becomes an established starter. Exhibit A, look at Corbin Martin when he goes to the Diamondbacks. He's had at least one arm surgery, maybe a couple. And then
see that in high school though, man.
And then the kid that the Tigers got for Verlander, Franklin Perez, who was, really climbing prospect charts.
Is he out of
baseball? He got hurt. I don't think he's out of baseball now. So, and Loperfido, the swing and miss. And he was beloved. I've been told he's beloved, really beloved in that Astros clubhouse.
I believe it. Yeah.
Loperfido. But the swing and miss, it was pretty evident that the Astros, because they didn't play him every day, they probably felt that he was going to be exposed if he kept playing every day.
Well, Dana said early on when people were screaming for Loperfido to make the team out of spring training, what Dana said was, and those of you go back and look, he said, Joey's going to come up here and be a nice piece for us.
Yeah.
He's going to help us, maybe utility player, help us in a couple of spots. So what he said then, now listen, I know Dana Brown well. Like, well. When I actually talked to him, don't mind telling you this, the other day, sent him a text, phone rang. Kind of my dude, to be honest with you. Kind of my guy. I like him a lot. And he's been always straight with me and been there for me. After that trade went down, I went to the press conference.
Yeah, press conference, yep.
And I don't go to those things. Like I listen to a little bit. I don't never go in the clubhouse, but I don't ask questions. And I was ready to fire a couple off. Jason took care of it. We go outside and Danny's getting ready to go in the clubhouse. And I grabbed him. I say, D, turns around, JB. We start talking. I say, man, I see what you did. You gave up a guy that's got some swing and miss, a prospect that's far away, a third baseman who's 26 that's blocked, and a guy that's probably 2-3 years away from being a starter for a guy throwing 95 in left hand to eat some innings. He goes, you see it? Of course you see it. I said, I see it. He walked away. And that's what you're doing when you're building it. Sometimes it's not fun to part with all that, especially a system like this, but you didn't give up Walker Janek, right, who you just got, which could have been traded. You didn't give up Bryce Matthews, which is looking all right. Okay. You didn't give up some of these guys that you have that you're trying to build around in case you need it. It's a good job. It is a good job by a front office. Another front office doing a good job because the last one did so as well. It's actually been a pretty good run. Astros fans just need to be thankful. And frankly, and I mean this because as long as the Astros do what they say they're going to do, they're not going to have any problems, right? That's what they're going to do. You want to put the best team on the field, want to put the best lineup out there, want to give your scouting department the best chance to be successful, and your player development the tools to go ahead and execute, and your GM a chance to be a GM, you might win some games.
Listen, the Astros, more often than not, have won trades and won them big, dating all the way back to Jeff Luhnow.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you can go back, and I actually haven't done this because Jason's the historian like this, but I don't know how far you can go back and look at a string of front offices that kept him good for a long time. Like this really started out with, again, I'll say it again. I don't care what you say. Go ahead and yell at me on X. Go ahead. Bobby Heck, Ed Wade, that front office laid the foundation. Luhnow took it and did a great job with assets, moving pieces around like a chessboard, moving pieces around, trading this, moving that, bringing that in, big league trades. As much as people do not like Jeff Luhnow, personally, for a good reason. No one's going to take away the track record. It is what it is. Did a good job. Won a World Series here. Okay. And turn around and should have won a second one, frankly. Didn't. Should have won a second one. And then you have James Click come in a very tough situation, does his thing, and then this guy gets fired. Like, gets fired if we win the World Series. It's a tough room. It's a tough room. And then you have Dana comes in. I mean, Astros fans ought to just sit back and be thankful, man. This window's back open a little bit.
I love the people that James Click pulled one over on Dana Brown. Remember those posts after after the trade? Yeah. James Click pulled one over.
It's just a rough group, man.
It is unbelievable.
Tough room.
Farm system rankings.
Where we at?
Farm system rankings came out from MLB.com. Jim Callis has been in the business for a long time, having worked at Baseball America. He is part of the crew that puts together this one. And number one team in baseball, farm system, Jeremy?
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Nope.
Okay.
They have the Rays.
Oh, I'm saying, okay. That's one of the same.
Caminero, Carson Williams, Xavier Isaac, Braden Taylor. Number two?
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Twins.
Oh.
Walker Jenkins, Brooks Lee, Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Sean Johnson.
Number three?
Yep. Los Angeles Dodgers.
Orioles.
Oh. I mean.
Number four?
Let me think about this one.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Guardians.
Oh, okay. Well, look.
Number five?
Los Angeles Dodgers.
Los Angeles Dodgers.
I knew they were in the top five. So listen, anytime you're picking farm systems, any five of those, just roll one out there. You're gonna find a rhythm somewhere.
Bottom five. We'll go.
Let me try it.
25, number 20. Or do you want to go from the bottom
I'm
up?
just gonna name the bottom five.
Okay.
Cardinals.
No.
You're kidding me. Marlins. How many half
No.
of the trades?
No.
Well, Astros.
Yep.
Yeah. Angels.
Yep.
Stay with me here. Pirates.
Nope. I think you might be surprised because of traditionally of what some of these teams have done in the past 5-6 years.
Okay. Well, the
Because
trade.
they've been very high prior to 2022, 2020. Most of them were pretty high.
Well,
Cyclical.
yeah.
A
Giants.
couple of them.
Giants.
No.
Like,
So
what
at
do you got?
25, we have the Kansas City Royals.
That's surprising.
Yeah. 26th,
Yeah.
Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
27,
Mhm.
Atlanta Braves.
Mhm.
According to MLB.com, no top 100 prospects. Number 28, San Diego Padres. Trade deadline.
Yeah. So I mean, that's
29, the Angels, and then
Yeah.
30. Can I read you the Astros, though?
Yeah.
This is what the write-up says. No top 100 rankings or prospects. Baseball's most baffling farm system never has placed higher than 27 since we started ranking all 30 systems in 2020. Yet the Astros have played in the last 7 American League Championship Series and have had at least one player receive a Rookie of the Year vote in the past 5 seasons. Spencer Arrighetti, Jake Bloss, Zach DeZenzo, and Joey Loperfido all have contributed in Houston this season, though Arrighetti and Loperfido graduated from the rankings, and Bloss and Loperfido went to the Jays in a deal for Kikuchi. Their best prospects are a pair of potential 2020 guys, Jacob Melton, Bryce Matthews, and the best catcher in the 2024 draft, Walker Janek. What are you hearing about Yannick, by the way?
So I got some messages tonight, actually, about this guy. I'll read it to you.
Okay.
I will.
Many considered, yeah, he was pretty much the consensus best college catcher. He won the Posey Award.
Here's what I got. So this is I'm a paraphrase.
Mm-hmm.
Got a walking lead and was halfway there, and it was bang bang on the bag. The lady sitting down the way from me said, "Good gravy. Did you see that catcher's arm?" Even a 7-year-old later knows what she's watching. This guy might be the catch and throw guy I've ever seen. Either that or the catching is so not good that he stands out like the greatest ever. Okay? So this guy's good. What they're saying. Might be the best guy he's ever seen. First throw was 179. This watch is 177 in game. In game. Okay? And then I heard, and he can hit. Yannick has a flat barrel path with right center field sights and barrel square to impact. It's not going to take long. It's going to be here for a while, and he's going to move Yannick Diaz to first base. Problem solved. How that guy gets to 28, I have nothing to say to anybody else ahead of him. And I'm not going to beat up their picks. A lot of good guys. I mean, Bazana's good, and Condon was good, and the guys they took, not Yasevich, Burns was good. Some good players went ahead of him. But that dude's going to be the steal. It's always somebody in the 20s. People look back and go, "Man, I wish I had that guy." Good job by Dana and company again.
Right now he's in Asheville, so I imagine that's where the person saw him. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, maybe. Hard to say.
Hard to say.
Hard to say.
Who knows?
Could have been. It could have been in college.
Should have been.
Could have been. But right now he has
good gravy, Jason.
7 games of professional experience under his belt, but that's pretty impressive. And I'm wondering if, say, in 4 years, 3 years,
2 years,
or 2 years, yeah, that will then be the quote.
I don't hear good gravy very often. Good gravy is what we got. Okay?
Even on Thanksgiving?
Yeah, no. Walker Janek, good gravy. Matter of fact, hopefully they make that his nickname and just start calling him Gravy. Okay? That was real. That's real. Those guys don't send me messages like that. Like, hey, you seen this kid? This is unbelievable. 177 and 179 in games. That's nuts. That's nuts. Good for them and good for the Astros. Man, I can't wait to see this kid play.
Corey Lee, by the way, just since we mentioned,
Yeah.
219 batting average, 217, 10 homers, 28 runs driven in, an OPS of 615.
How many bats?
But he's a big leaguer.
How many bats?
286.
So that's pretty good power numbers.
Yeah,
for
which is
for 300 ABs.
93 strikeouts in 96 games.
Oh, so it's almost like
power over hit, throw over catch.
Okay.
Direct quote from 2019.
Yeah.
But he's a big leaguer. I mean, he's doing well.
Yeah. In Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I feel great for him. How's the White Sox doing?
Not well.
It's not good?
What's really incredible, I looked the other day at the standings to see stuff, and I couldn't believe how many games out of first place they are.
I think the White Sox, if you ask the White Sox,
yeah,
away from like where they're not supposed to be laughing about it, they'd probably go, what is going on around here?
Do you know how many games are out of first place?
I'm going to go with 36.
43.
See, I was late. I was like, I thought I
They're
was high.
29 and 92.
That's not
43 games out of first
That's
place.
not good, Jason. Are they eliminated yet?
I think they were eliminated back in April.
Well, mathematically.
I don't know. Probably. Why don't we wrap up this one?
Okay.
Because it's been a while.
Yeah.
We don't want to pull something because, we haven't been active.
Yeah, got to get home on the range anyway.
Yeah. And we will reconvene next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah?
Yeah, if I'm here.
Okay.
I was hung up the last 10 days or so.
Yeah, no, I got you.
I was hung up. Like,
I was at the Pro Football Hall of Fame for Andre Johnson.
Yes, I was in Nash Vegas.
You were in Nash Vegas.
Yeah.
And before that, I was on a big boat and you weren't. So
there's that too.
But
I got to get to Boston end of this month.
Yeah.
I still got to get to the Dominican. That was pushed back and held up. And then I've got to get to a few other stuff we're doing. And then we have the mark it down postseason, at least 2 rounds. Okay. Where it goes from there, they got to play at least 2 rounds. It's actually better baseball when they get to that point than I thought it was going to be. It's going to be all right. All
right, everybody. That's going to do it for another Extra Bases. The long-awaited return. For Jeremy, I'm Jason. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.